I don't know how this is going to turn out. I mean, the audio could really suck because it's windy. It's probably too windy and the audio's going to suck and I'm probably just wasting batteries. But I don't know, we'll find out here in a few minutes. Or actually, that's not the truth. Maybe it will be hours before I get a chance to see how the audio came out and all that stuff, you know, until I go home and look at it on the computer and all that. And basically just straight up, you know, this show's gonna suck. And you know, I would just like change the channel or watch something else because this is like a total waste of your time, you know, looking at this. It's just a complete freaking waste. So I'd go look at some idiot doing something stupid instead. But then maybe again I'm that idiot doing something stupid, so maybe you should watch this. I don't know. But I'm basically reunited. It's back in the day when I've lived by this lake, I've lived away from it, I've lived 5 miles from it, I've lived 30 miles from it from years. And it's called Green Lake. And that's because originally it was like a swamp and it was like green and all that stuff. And then like when I was growing up here, it was like split pea soup in the summer. It was like split pea soup with a little bit of toxins thrown in, delicately sprinkled, and a few seeds and some bird poop and other stuff like that. But I guess apparently I was reading this sign and I spoke with a gentleman, another human being. I actually got out of the shell enough to have some conversation with somebody that I didn't know. And which could be good therapy, maybe, depending on who it is. Could be bad therapy too, like this. But basically, you know, so that's it. And I grew up when it was split pea soup and you could fish and haul fish out of the soup here at Green Lake. They would like stock it twice a year, and I guess the individual human being that I was talking to stated as a fact, and the fact I could verify that with science. He disclosed that they actually do like stock the lake twice a year or something with trout, not alligators or piranhas. I think it's trout that they put in here. So that's basically about it with what they're putting in the lake, and probably some other things that I don't really know about and I wouldn't be allowed to know about. You know, they keep that on the down low. So the wind's probably going to screw this up, so this is probably not even going to work. So excuse me for the wind, but I don't have control over it. I'd like to, but I don't today. Well, I guess I do. I could come out when it's not windy, right? So here, let's see here. Yeah, it's looking pretty clear here. So, you know, it's probably a lot clearer than the audio on this camera right now. I'm guessing from past experience. But basically, yeah, maybe if I turn it this way, I don't know, I'm probably wasting film. But we'll see how it looks. We'll see how many minutes I got here. It's like other people walking around the lake. There is other people present here, I've kind of noticed. And there didn't used to be a line. Now there's a line. Many years ago they didn't have the line, and I guess they had a lot of accidents like high speed, like these people racing around on skates or bikes or whatever sort of device they used to venture in their journey to get from point A to point B. apparently at high speed they had some collisions, so therefore they installed this line here, right there. So I guess basically the feet are supposed to stay on one side and the frickin' wheels are supposed to stay on the other. And I guess that's my best guess because of all of that before. And also it's a very, very, very rare day. I mean, we couldn't ask for direct sunlight. That would be too much. I know that. In all humility, I have to say that I'm just have a certain amount of gratitude, if that's possible, that I could have, that it's actually not raining. So that's kind of, you know, you have to just be glad with that. Asking for sunlight would be a little bit too much, but just not having the rain is enough to be grateful for, because I lived here for many years and I just could never fully accept the rain. It was a relationship that I just couldn't fully accept. So I had to move on to different states and countries and all that stuff. And then since I've been back here, arrived sometime in January in the front of a police car instead of the back, I basically frickin' discovered the rain again. So it's been raining pretty much every day since I've arrived here, except for today and 2 other days. Other than that, it's been like miserable rain. Some people complain about it like me, and some people don't. But, you know, like a lot of things in life, it's like, you know, if you can't really change it, you know, why complain about it? And if you can change it, which means move. So anyways, it has a pretty nice view. You'll see, but the camera, this isn't a really high quality camera, so I mean, it'll be nice, but not as nice as it could be nice because of the camera, so. Uh-oh. Guess I'll have to take that back. There is direct sunlight in some areas. You might want to use your sunblock with that. And it's not quite split pea, but it's definitely Green Lake when you look down in it. See, I saved you the trouble of having to do that. To bend over, I bent over for you. Isn't that noble of me? So, yeah, here we are. And then I heard a rumor years ago, I don't know how true this is. I guess I couldn't mention their name because it would be advertising, but I guess a famous band or a couple famous bands used to play at this thing that we're going to come up to here pretty soon. I forget what they call it. I think it was the Amphitheater or something like that years ago. I don't know what they're calling it now. Maybe it's kind of top secret and they have to keep it on the down low. So let's see here, what do we got? So there's some swimming instructions there for you swimmers to heed to. Now, I used to swim years ago. I could swim across this lake back and forth all day long. I mean, for hours. I was a really good swimmer. I was headed basically for the Olympics, and I freaking bust my femur, that one. And it was painful because they were setting it and they didn't want to give me drugs. Yeah, that's a bright idea. Set your femur and don't give you any drugs for the pain. And so here's the. Yeah, before Basically, it didn't have the graffiti, but now it's got the graffiti. It's like a new addition. It's part of upgrading to a modern city. Is you have to have the graffiti or it wouldn't be a modern city anymore. It would be like an ancient proverb or something like that. So here we'll go. We get another view. I know the sound's good here. Trust me. I know it is because there's not much of a wind. Nice thing about this camera is people don't even know it's a camera. So, I mean, you can just set it and pretend like you're not using and film people and they won't know it. Like me. I don't really know that I'm being filmed right now, but I am. Someone's filming me. Shh. Don't tell anybody. That takes care of that. Okay. No smoking. And I asked myself, uh-oh, we're getting into wind territory here. It might fade out, but I asked myself, no smoking what? They have to be more specific. They just say no smoking. I mean, you gotta tell the people what they can and cannot smoke. So, it's Washington, you know, so there's a lot of variables there in Washington, trust me. This, and then the first time I saw this, a few days ago after not coming here for years, I just got a really good big kick out of this sign. You're gonna like it. Four reasons not to feed ducks and geese. And I love number one. I frickin' love number one. It's the total frickin' truth. So basically what that says, if you can't read it, is it says human food is junk food for ducks and geese. It lacks minerals needed to make a strong, healthy waterfowl. Overfed, undernourished waterfowl suffer from illness and disease. It just frickin' doesn't get any better than that. That is the frickin' probably the best sign I've seen in a long time. It's straight up, and it really talks about what's going on. And, there's all kinds of politics involving that particular thing. I'm surprised they even allow the sign, but apparently they do. Now we're getting in a congested area, and I think I will cut.